Okay, so today is April 22nd, and I booked 10 calls today, all through X. We're consistently doing like 3 to 10 calls a day, and if you see here, my first post was January 18th, and I only started posting for like 3 months, and now I've amassed 7,000 followers, 4.5 million views, and as you know, it's actually generating a very significant amount of revenue for my Done For You agency offer. I'm going to show you how to scale it faster than I did, and how to not only grow your account, but also push your offer to it. It's going to work for software, agency, it's going to work for info, literally any kind of offer, how to scale it on X. So the first thing is lead magnet posts. Now, the whole premise of lead magnet posts is basically giving away a resource in exchange of somebody engaging on your post. So in this case, I have a hook, which is quite strong. It talks about an action, which is making a LinkedIn post, and then receiving the outcome, which is closing a 20K deal. So you'll also notice that I've included the time frame here, and I've formatted it in a way where it's very easy to understand and very easily conveys that you will quickly generate results. In any kind of hook, especially with lead magnets, you usually want to talk about the dream outcome of your ideal clients, and ideally the dream outcome of what they will get by consuming your lead magnet. So by consuming my guide on how to land whale clients on LinkedIn, they will learn how to make a LinkedIn post and quickly close high ticket deals. Then I make a bold claim where I talk about LinkedIn has the most whales than any other platform. It's also a bold claim, but it also gives me a reason to create the lead magnet. I like to include a reason to create the lead magnet because it usually just performs better. It kind of makes them understand why you're actually giving it away for free, or why they should leverage the mechanism and why it's so powerful. So it also builds FOMO at the same time. So then I just say, so I put together a step-by-step guide on exactly how I use it to land whale clients. I usually like to mention when I'm doing these guides that it's like the exact process, or copy paste, or no gatekeeping, and also just things like step-by-step. It's all just making it seem more valuable, because in this case, it's just all about perceived value and getting them to put in a comment where then they think they're going to get something super valuable, which, you know, you should make a resource which is super valuable, because that's only going to convert better for you. And then the final thing is just having a call to action. I do super simple call to actions. Now on Twitter specifically, they need to follow you to receive the resource. So I say reply whale plus follow for access. That just works the best. I don't do likes. I don't do retweets. I think comments is the right commitment level. A like, okay, you can, it's very easy. It's just a click. A retweet, they're basically putting their brand and you're basically representing their brand if they retweet you, because it's basically like them posting your tweet. So a retweet usually tends to be a little bit too high commitment, and then a like is a little too little commitment. So what I do is I do a comment, because they still have to type it out, but it's short. It's like 5 letters, whale. I usually try and keep it under like 6 letters just to make it as low commitment for a comment as possible. But I wouldn't get too caught up in all of this. Just have a comment plus follow call to action. And again, I kind of say for access. It kind of makes it seem a little bit private, makes it seem like it's limited. You can even say like brackets 48 hours only. You can add scarcity, really play around with this. And then the last thing is I have an image or preview of the resource. Now, this works really well when you're giving away like an in-depth document or a video. You basically want them to have some way to preview the resource. So in this case, they can literally see the 5 steps, but they can't actually get any value from it. So it just builds out so much fear of missing out, and it highly increases the perceived value, where then they're like, okay, this looks super in-depth, I'm going to comment. This one got 70K views. This one got 600 comments, so it did pretty well. And the next type of posts is going to be like YouTube funnel posts. So let me just show you an example. One type of YouTube funnel post would be doing a lead magnet, but I already covered this. But the other type of YouTube funnel post is basically you literally just having a screenshot of the video and having some sort of caption. Now, this wasn't even my video, but it did super well. If you see here, it got 950K views. And I just said, it's crazy to me that people will make a video about building $100 million company and still not get views. it kind of performed super well. And the funny thing is that I'm not affiliated with this guy. Just genuinely, I saw these types of tweets performing and I was like, hey, this is super good. And this is what I'm going to do for this video. Actually, you'll see if you came from Twitter, I'm going to do a YouTube funnel post for this. I'm going to say something like, it's crazy to me that guys will get, like 2 million views on Twitter, and I'm going to screenshot my video with only a few hundred views because I know that this video isn't going to pop off. Like, I don't care about views. I'm just trying to give as much value as possible right now. So you can do stuff like that and kind of funnel to your own videos. The other thing, which this guy called Brian NG is doing like super well, is he basically does a YouTube video and then also a summary of the video. So let me see if I can find an example super quickly. Okay, so I found an example here, and you see that he's done it for his own videos. So here he screenshots his video, which says the 10-minute rule that makes going viral easy. And then afterwards, he has a document cheat sheet where you can basically just take the transcript of a video, give it to a GPT, tell it, create a cheat sheet like this, and just make a summary of the video, and then screenshot that. And then you basically have a screenshot of the video, plus a screenshot of the cheat sheet that GPT generated, and then you just make a simple caption just saying like, this video explains this, or this video helps you do this, like this as well. This video explains how to improve your YouTube post by 183%. And you see it's the exact same format. So you can super easily copy this. I'm definitely going to be testing this out much more. And it works really well if you want to funnel to YouTube, especially when you're selling like high ticket offers. Building that YouTube audience like I'm doing right now is just going to be so useful because it builds so much trust with people. And overall, it's probably one of the best platforms to have an audience on. The third thing is long form value posts. So right now, surprisingly, like threads haven't worked well at all for me. Like they've all flopped. But what has worked well is just one long tweet, because I believe that Twitter pushes you out based on your hover time, which is similar to LinkedIn, which is basically how much time they spend on your post. More people on the platform basically means Twitter's making more money, and it means that advertisers are making more money. So we just need to make these long posts which have a lot of value. You can make this like 2 times longer. I've seen a bunch of stuff work. And basically just one tweet just saying, okay, in this one, I'm breaking down a strategy that somebody else is using, but you could break down your own strategy. You could break down, oh, there's this hack that you can use to do this, whatever it is. And you can see like the format is different to my usual tweets. My usual tweets is just all lowercase, like short, snappy, but these ones are like much more in depth. I've got like a step-by-step process. I also like go in depth on this guy's pricing model. It's a pretty in-depth post compared to like most Twitter posts you see nowadays. And it's also a very different format. So it's not only stands out, but also people click on it, they read the whole thing, and they stay on the platform for ages, and then it just works super well. So with these posts, I would say just make sure you have a banger hook, and then afterwards, just give as much value as possible. Like that's the strategy with these ones. And then at the end, I really recommend have some sort of call to action to bookmark or something like that, because in this post I didn't do it, but in my recent ones where I've done this, I've basically said bookmark, because as you can see here, I've got almost double the amount of bookmarks than I have likes. And that's when you really know a tweet is valuable. And it's these longer tweets, or these tweets where you screenshot documents, which will get tons of bookmarks, because they bookmark that and they're like, oh, hey, I want to save this for later. So in the call to action, you could say something like, oh, hey, by the way, did you know you can bookmark it for free? Or, hey, by the way, bookmark this if you want to save it for later. You might find it useful. Like something like low pressure, casual, but still pushing them to even more people to bookmark it. And then the final thing is doing CTA posts. So a lot of the calls that I book is not directly from those super viral posts. It usually brings me in the initial followers, but then afterwards I convert people by then making these call to actions or pushing people, like selling them, just straight selling them. And people are scared to sell, but if you want to make money on Twitter, if you want to make money on any platform, like you need to do some sort of selling. So I basically just go over my offer, very simple. Here I even give the price, because I was like, okay, I'm done with I just want to get some super qualified, ready, high intent prospects. So in this case, I did want to book 30 to 50 meetings every month with your dream clients. We do this completely done for you. with our proven LinkedIn systems, and I literally gave the price. Now, if you are just starting out, don't give the price. Like, I can only do this because I have already a lot of traffic, so I'd rather filter it and qualify. And in this case also, I wanted to test doing a link. Usually I will do DM me if interested, and that's what's worked super well for me. But I'm just testing new stuff. So I'm testing a cool link, and also I always make sure to pin these on my profile, because everyone from those lead magnet posts, everyone from those viral posts will come to my profile. And not only do I have my offer here in the call to action and I have my software company there, but I also then have a second tweet, which will or my first tweet, I guess, which will go more in depth onto what I actually do, because you can only include so much in your bio and on your like location call to action. But if you do a tweet, you can at least kind of turn it into a mini funnel. Like, you could even add a VSL onto here if you wanted to, as long as it's less than 15 minutes. You could attach a VSL, like you could attach screenshots of results, you could do case studies. But I really like to use pinned posts to be a selling post. And I like to do these like once a week. Now, you don't want to do too much because obviously people will start to just unfollow you, but don't do nothing. Like, do once a week and you'll be surprised by just putting yourself out there and giving people the option to work with you or to buy from you. A lot of people will reply and a lot of people will engage. So this is exactly how to scale an offer on X, completely organic. And I hope you enjoyed. If you do want to work with me, there's a link in the description, but that'll be everything. Let me know if you have any video ideas, and I'll catch you next time.